The Yogasleep Duet is a compact white noise machine that's easy to use and has some very useful features, such as a dimmable nightlight and the option to use it as a Bluetooth speaker. And with 30 inbuilt sounds, there's something for everyone. Hi, I'm Ethan from No Sleepless Nights, and in this review I'm going to play through all the sounds of the Yogasleep Duet, demonstrate the features, and compare it to a few other white noise machines. As a quick overview though, I was really quite impressed by this one. I think it looks sleek, it has a decent speaker for a white noise machine, and the Bluetooth functionality is great, so I think it's one that both adults and kids can make good use of. I bought mine for $49.95 in the UK, and it currently costs $44.99 in the US, so it's in the middle of the price range you can expect for white noise machines. It arrived in a recyclable cardboard box with some simple instructions and a 5-foot long power cable. There's no power adapter included though, which I personally don't mind as I have enough USB outlets already, but it's something to be aware of. The Duet doesn't have an internal battery and it needs to be plugged in to work, so it is a bit less flexible to place in a room than the Yogasleep Travel Mini for example. On the plus side, it's very cheap to run. I ran mine at full blast with the light on through a power meter for 2 hours on a tariff of 28 pence per kilowatt hour, and it didn't even register 1 pence. To give you a better idea of the size, here you can see the Duet with the Yogasleep Travel Mini, the Yogasleep Dream Center, the Easy Sleep Sound Machine, the Remfo and the Electrofan Evo. You can get much larger white noise machines, so I'd say all of these are relatively portable, though the Travel Mini is of course significantly smaller and lighter. As for the design, I really like the way the Duet looks. It has an appealing curved shape with a minimalist design that's unobtrusive on a bedside table or shelf. The plastic casing feels robust and the grey fabric on the lower section adds a touch of elegance. And the non-slip ring on the underside also ensures it won't slip off your table in the night. All 9 buttons are on the top and clearly labelled. I was happy to see that, as one of my criticisms of the Travel Mini was the fiddly buttons on the underside. I also like having the power button in the middle as it's easier to locate in the dark. There are buttons for the volume up and down, a timer, Bluetooth connection, the nightlight, and then 3 shortcut buttons for the sounds. Not all white noise machines have these shortcut buttons, which is a shame because it's much more user-friendly, so the Duet does well there. Looking at the timers, you've got 3 options, 45 minutes, 90 minutes and 8 hours. You can also have continuous play if you prefer. It's a shame there isn't a middle length such as 4 hours, but at least it does have timers. On the plus side though, the tiny LEDs turn off automatically so they won't disturb you in the dark. Okay, let's have a listen to all the sounds now. There's a lot of them, 30 in total, so I'll play through most quite briefly, but I will play some of the more interesting ones for a bit longer. So let's start with the 11 white noise and fan sounds. Next we have the 9 nature sounds. And finally, there are 10 music tracks and lullabies. Personally, I was impressed by the variety, the quality of the recordings, the speaker quality and the long loops. I love the pink and brown noise, the rain and thunder, and some of the hypnotically soothing music tracks. I tried to time the music and nature tracks, and in many cases couldn't spot the loops at all, so they're very well stitched together. I believe some of the music tracks are over 5 minutes in length, which is very long for a white noise machine, many of which have loops of under a minute. Having said that, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is on an obvious 30-second loop, but, it's not exactly known for its complex lyrics. For me, one of the best points about the Duet is the speaker quality. It's definitely above average for a white noise machine. For example, the rumbling thunder actually has some depth to it, and it doesn't rattle the case, which some white noise machines do. It also has a good volume range, sounds clear at lower volume settings, and it has a loud maximum. To show how it compares to some others, I used a decibel meter to take a snapshot of the volume from 1 meter away when playing a similar sound at the maximum setting. Starting with the quietest, the Yogasleep Travel Mini measured at 72.7 dBA. The Easy Sleep was 74.1, the Remfo 74.2, the Dream Center 74.4, the Duet 76.2, and the Electrofan Evo, unsurprisingly the loudest at 77.6. I also spent some time testing the sound masking in bed and was able to block out a lot of external noise, such as traffic, birds and music from other rooms. It's worth noting that there's no headphone jack though, so you can't listen in private if you share your bed or a room. For me personally, the best feature of the Duet is the option to use it as a Bluetooth speaker. Very few white noise machines offer that, and it's a great feature as it gives you much more choice in what you listen to. I found it connects quickly and reliably, and music sounds good through it. The bass isn't as boomy as most dedicated Bluetooth speakers I've used, but it's more than good enough for quiet bedtime listening. And spoken word also comes through clearly. And here's an example of an audio I recorded directly into my phone and it's now playing through the Duet speaker. As you can hear, the voice is very clear. Do keep in mind though that if you eventually get the Duet, then it's going to sound slightly different because you're listening to a recording of a recording at the moment. The final feature to talk about is the Nightlight. It has a soft amber glow that looks nice in a bedroom and is bright enough to provide some reassurance or help you find your way around. It's actually brighter than most other sound machines with nightlights that I've reviewed. Here you can see it compared to the Easy Sleep, the Remfo, the Travel Mini and the Dream Center. It's also dimmable, but a bit slow to change brightness settings as you have to hold the button down. It's a minor gripe though, and I think it's one of the better nightlights I've seen on these devices. Okay, let's take a look now at the main pros and cons as I see them. Starting with the pros, it has a wide selection of sounds. Most loops are either unnoticeable or very long. The speaker quality is good. It has a nice dimmable nightlight. The Bluetooth speaker feature works well, and it looks good and has a robust feel. As for the cons, it has to be plugged in at all times to work. The timer options might not appeal to everyone. It's slow to change the nightlight brightness. There's no headphone jack for private listening, and it makes a slightly annoying chiming sound when you reach the end of each track choice. My final verdict then is that the Yogasleep Duet is a very good white noise machine with lots to offer to people of all ages. While the inclusion of 3 lullabies and the Nightlight might feel like it's intended more for parents, it also has some excellent white noise and nature tracks, along with those soothing soundscapes that are very relaxing to listen to. The Bluetooth speaker functionality makes it a versatile device, and the loud maximum volume makes it really good at blocking external noise that might be disrupting your sleep, work or studies, for example. So overall, I think it's good value for money and one to consider. So that's it for the review. I hope you found it useful. If you did and you'd like to buy one, I'll put a link in the description below, and please also subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep in touch and see future reviews. Thanks for watching. This is Ethan from No Sleepless Nights.